Christmas, my jazz friends all over the world. Oh Holy Night was high up on the wish list, so I made a hopefully easy and playable chord melody arrangement for you guys. Please show me some love by hitting the like button and the hype button if there is one. My name's Sandra Sherman, and I simplify jazz for you. We're in the key of C major, and we have an A and B section if you think in jazz terms, and I jazzed it up a bit, just a tiny bit. In non-jazz term vernacular, this would be the verse and the chorus. All right, we start with the C major chord here, down here. Play it twice and then a melody again. Then I play the whole chord up until the E string because I need that G in the melody. Then I do a little fill because there is a lot of space in between the melody notes in this song. Sometimes as long as 1.5 bars. So we need to do some big picking in between. And you can do whatever you like. Just pick from low to high strings. So you don't have to be specific and use exactly what I use here. So I use the middle strings. It should be something lower than the melody. So don't play the melody again because that will change the melody. So you pick to fill stuff in between. You pick and make it very quiet so that it's not perceived as the melody. It's just the fill. And the last note is the melody on the E string again. That was a little too loud, but you know what I mean. And then we go over to the F major. Just move this shape up over to the F major. And then I go the B string again. The G string, I bar over this because jumping with your pinky, it sounds jumpy, you know. That's smoother. And then the B string. And then that C triad chord, regular cowboy chord. And a fill with the bass and the little lower strings here. All right. Then we go to a C6 chord. I play the melody, which is on top, then the G string, and the G string again with your index. This is barred now, okay? And a C triad inversion. It's kind of hard to play C with the C on top because it sounds a little boring usually, but with that third on bottom, it sounds a little more nice. Then bar over to the B string to get that E and the F. G7, the 5 chord. This whole song is just 1-4-5 in the verse. We go to the G7 here, and again I pick a little bit in between, and then the melody is louder again. 10th and 7th fret, and the C with the E and bass again. And now I do a little fill. That's a Hendrix kind, John Mayer kind of fill. But I like it, so I thought that's a nice fill in between. I hammer the D and G strings and hammer only on the D string. I play both, and hammer only on the D string. And I go back, and then the A and D string. That's a regular fill in C major. Double stops, always 2 notes. And then I go back down to the C major. And this is just a 2-4 meter, so not a whole 4-4 bar, just 1, 2. And now, that was phrase 1 actually, and now I'll repeat it at slow tempo for you. 3, 4. Get ready for Christmas in time with my Christmas song lessons bundle, which you can download from the link down below in the description box. Now we start the same thing again. We start with that C major, so the first 2 bars are the same. But now we go to this C6-9. I play the C, the G, and then a bar on the 7th fret for the A and the D. Play the upper 3 or 4 strings, and plus the bass. So it's actually 3 strings plus the bass. And a little fill, bass and middle strings. Okay? Then I hit that chord again and play only up till the B string, because I need that G in the melody. So, then I play it again, 7/7 on the G and B strings, double stop, and on the 5th fret, okay? Leading us to the E minor. E minor 7, a new chord, yeah, the 3rd degree. So I have the whole chord up until the E string, then a little picking fill, and then the B string has the melody again, so play it louder. Okay, melody, picking, quiet, melody, loud. Going to the 5, the B7. That's a secondary dominant, the 5 of the E minor. That's a B7 altered chord. That's a jazz chord, but we bar it now because we need the B on top. So that's B, and then a 8th fret, 8th fret, and 7th fret. Again, I fill D and G string, G string I think I used. Then the E string, melody on top, 8th fret. I just bridge over. And the 7th. So I do this actually, this motion for the E string, because I want to keep everything ringing. You shouldn't do, that sounds chopped, kind of. Make it smooth by keep everything on the fretboard. Back to E minor 7, but we need the E on top now, so we play this E minor 7, maybe a little tricky. And I fill with triplets. So, whole chord up until the B string. And then I fill it by going from A to D string, G string and back. Low E string, A string, and the whole chord. Melody to the next phrase. But now let me repeat phrase number 2 for you at slow tempo. 3, 4. You can help to keep the free videos of this channel running by donating via the thanks button below the video, or become a paying member and enjoy perks. Phrase 3 is 4 bars of a 5-1-5-1, so that's G7 to C. We start with this G7 here. We had this on the index finger, the melody, pickup bar, and now the whole chord follows of G7. Then G9, that's, you could also not bar this and play it with 2 fingers. I bar this. And then a G with B in bass. That's a triad, B, G, D, okay? Then I fill a bit by playing the bass and the middle 2 strings separately. Melody, glide over and play a C6. Okay? And the melody lies beautifully within this chord. C6, then lift your pinky so the index is barred. Then the E string with the barred index finger, and then the middle finger on the G string. then C6 again, okay? Let the pinky go again. And repeat everything. G7, G9, G with B and bass, G6. And now play a whole G major chord by refretting these and strum through twice. Okay, here's phrase 3 for you at slow tempo. We are now in the chorus, where the choir sets in. Yay! A minor 7 with the A in bass. And that's long notes now, so a lot of picking. Just do whatever you like and pick from low to high and back or whatever. I use all triplets here. So triplet, triplet. On count 3, I'm on the A again. Play A minor and to keep it ringing into the A minor 9. Okay, so this rings and then the A on top. Okay, going to E minor 7. Same thing, right? Up until the high E string, E minor 7, then picking. Don't pick until the melody note again, so not until the E string, just below and quieter. Bass on beat 3 again, then the chord again, then a high E string again, because here's your melody. I hear, okay, so that's why we need that melody note again. I hear, then go over with the bar to the D minor. All the way through. D minor and picking in between on the low strings again. Here is a better angle for you. And then a melody. Make sure this chord keeps ringing. Don't play. That doesn't sound very, doesn't have a good flow. A minor 7. Sorry. Whole chord again on count 3. Then a little fill with the bass and middle notes. And then a melody again on the C. You just have to have the melody in your ear and do some picking in between. Seriously, that's it. Okay, phrase 4, the beginning of the chorus for you, those 4 bars at slow tempo. 3, 4. And here's the next 4 bars. We now change to C major 7. So I made it a little jazzier here. 10, 12, 12, 12. Fill it up, fill it up. Bass again and the strings again. And G9 all the way up. That's why the barring is better. Because if you did this before, how would you reach this now? So middle, index, and ring, ring, ring. Okay? G, you need to let go here. C cowboy chord. C7 by removing your pinky. See, I just play bass high, bass high. And now a beautiful chord. F major 7, sharp 11. That's a great jazz chord. Okay, first I show it to you, then I explain something to you. Have your middle finger on the F, then bar over the 7th fret. That's on the E, the major 7. Then we have an A again, that's the 3rd, and on top we get the sharp 11. That's a Lydian chord. It appears on the 4th degree of the C major scale. We are in C major, and we have it because we have an F chord and the B on top, which is the sharp 11. This chord also appears, interestingly enough, in Stille Nacht, in English Silent Night, by my Austrian compatriot composer, and he used that exact same chord, an F with the sharp 11 on top, in Silent Night 30 years earlier, in 1818 that was. And O Holy Night was 30 years later, right? So who stole from who? That's the question. But that's a good thing, stealing in music, because you know, if you hear something interesting, copy it, but not the whole song, of course. So we have this now, and the melody is on the E and then on the B string. Okay, so from C. Then a C6-9. We had this before, up until the B string. Then G7. Only up until the G string first, because then we have the melody on the B string. Bridge over with your pinky to get this melody. Okay, so from C. And back to C9. 6-9, sorry. C6-9 is a major group chord. A lot of fill. Pick, 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 chord. Then a melody note again by putting the pinky up here. Again, only the first note and the last note is the melody. Whatever you in between is up to you. So I do a combination of picking and strumming. Picking, strumming, melody note. Let me repeat this one for you at slow tempo. And here is the last phrase already, the last 4 bars, and then you're ready for Christmas. G9, all the way up, and fill. Then play it again a little lower. High, melody, okay? C major 7, we had this before, plus bass and fill. C7 now, there is the secondary dominant again. Leading to the 4th degree, so that's a 5 of 4 for you jazz nerds. F major 13. We had the F major sharp 11 before, remember? Now it's an F major 13 because the 13 is in a melody. So this comes from this standard F major chord that we had before. Let go of the root and add the melody on top. You could play it all also by barring here, but it's a little tricky. So I just go with the upper cluster. Okay, from C7 to C6-9, fill. Then the last chord, G7. Like the C7 here, but with the G now on bottom. Melody. And the melody is now Christ is born, I think it is. But I harmonize it in 6th. This C, a 6th below in the key of C major. G7 is the 5th degree of C major. So when C major or G mixolydian, whatever you consider this, the E is said, this is always 6th or this. So you search for one of these two and think, is this or this in the C major scale? Well, E flat isn't, but E. So this is the sixth, the correct sixth. Then we go to D and do the same thing. I told you it's right above or one to the next. Which one of these is in the C major scale? F or F sharp? Well, it's F. So here we have this major sixth, and here we have a flat minor sixth. Right? And back to C6-9. And I usually add the bass at the very end. So here's the last phrase already. 3, 4. Check out my Christmas playlist up here on my YouTube channel and my Christmas bundle if you want to learn the Christmas songs right in time for the big evening. I wish you all a Merry, Merry Christmas. Have a peaceful and stress-free time. Enjoy your time with the family, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye. Tschüss.